Blessed evening, sir. So today, I will be explaining the three important topics about the customs in the Philippines. First, I will discuss the evolution of the customs valuation in the Philippines. Second, I'll provide the formal name of what is commonly called the WTO Valuation Agreement. And third, I will explain how the Customs Authority determine the amount of duty to be imposed on the imported commodities using the transaction value method. I will also give example to help me imply of what I've learned. So for the first one, the evolution of the customs valuation in the Philippines. So the customs valuation in the Philippines has developed over many years. In the earliest stages, customs duties were often calculated using the arbitrary or reference prices. This means that the government would set a standard prices for certain imported goods regardless of how much the importer actually paid the commodity. While this method was simple, this caused many problems. For example, importers sometimes paid more than the real value of their imported goods, and inconsistency often led to dispute at customs. And to address this issue, the Philippines moved to a system that relied on declared value submitted by importer. Under this system, importers provide the actual cost they paid for the goods, and customs would use this declared price to calculate a duties. This approach was more transparent and closer to the real value of the goods. So, but it was also lacked full international standardization. So, with this, the Philippines aligned its customs valuation system with international trade principles, specifically those established by the WTO. This alignment ensured that customs duty are now based primarily on actual transaction value of imported commodities. Today, this system promotes fairness, transparency, and consistency, and it helps prevent disputes between importer and the customs authority. So the second, the formal name of the WTO agreement. When we speak of the WTO valuation agreement, its formal name is the Agreement on the Implementation of Article 7 on Tariff and Trade 1994, or simply the WTO Customs Valuation Agreement. This agreement provides a global framework for determining the value of imported commodity for duty purposes. Essentially, it ensures that all countries are consistent methods for value importation, which helps prevent arbitrary pricing and trade disputes. And lastly, determining duties using the transaction value method. So currently, the Philippines uses the transaction value method to calculate customs duties. Under this method, customs authorities determine the duties by looking at the price actually paid or payable for the imported commodities. This includes not only the price of the goods, but also the additional costs such as the transportation, the insurance, and the handling fees up to the port of entry. And for example, if the company imported certain goods worth 100,000 pesos, and they paid 10,000 pesos for the shipping and the handling fee and also the insurance, the total transaction value would be 110,000 pesos. And this, customs will calculate based on this amount, ensuring that duty reflects the real commercial value of the goods. This method is considered fairer than the previous approaches because it is transparent, verifiable, and lastly, aligned with the international standards. By following the transaction value method, the Philippines ensured that both government and the importer have a clear understanding how these duties are assessed. So, and to sum up everything that I've learned, the customs valuation system in the Philippines has evolved from arbitrary pricing to declared values up to the international aligned system that uses a transaction value method. The WTO valuation agreement provides the framework for these practices, ensuring fairness, transparency, and consistency.